Hi folks, hope you're okay today. I just want to talk about a pretty influential and interesting church historian called Philip Schaff, who was born January the 1st, 1819 and died October 20th, 1893. He was a Swiss German educated Protestant, um, Swiss-born and German educated Protestant theologian and historian. He lived in the United States mainly teaching, and his career was an illustrious one. He studied at Tübingen, Halle, and Berlin, which were influential places for theology. He was influenced by Bauer, B-A-U-R, and Schmidt, also by Thuluck and Julius Muller, by David Strauss and Neander. These were quite eminent theologians. Strauss was very liberal. Neander was kind of like a neo-orthodox. Thuluck was more neo-orthodox, etc. Bauer was a radical critic. Um, in Berlin in 1841, he took a degree of Bachelor of Divinity and passed his examinations. Became for a professorship. He went to Italy and Sicily. Was a tutor to Baron Krischer. And 1842, he worked in the University of Berlin, where he did some lecturing on exegesis and church history. 1843, he became professor of church history and biblical literature in German Reformed Theological Seminary at Mercersburg, Pennsylvania. Schaff travelled quite a bit as an academic. He met Edward Pusey in England and other Tractarian theologians. He gave an inaugural lecture on the principles of procession. He published articles in German and English, and was a pioneer in symbolics, that is, the ecclesiastical formulations and doctrines in creeds and confessions. Excuse me. Schaff had a kind of broad view theologically. He was not partisan, although he did have a big influence on the German Reformed Church. He edited a number of works, such as his hymnal in 1859. And he edited the Heidelberg Catechism. He wrote his great works, The History of the Apostolic Church in German in 1851, in English in 1853, and The History of Christian Church, 7 volumes, 1858 to 1890. These were influential works in ecclesiastical history and had a big influence on how history was written in that period. Schaff had an influencer and became professor at Union Theological Seminary in New York in 1870, having the chair of Theological Encyclopedia and Christian Symbolism until 1873. He lectured in Hebrew up to 1874 and sacred literature to 1887, and also church history. And he was president and in charge of a number of influential organization and groups that were involved in scholarship. So what's the big deal about this guy? Well, I wouldn't say I agree with his theology in terms of he's not like a sound evangelical, but his works are absolutely wonderful. His history of Christianity is 3 volumes of Creeds of Christendom, which you can get if you on PDF. If you just type in Creeds of Christendom with a history and critical notes by Philip Schaff, Schaff, volumes 1, 2, and 3. The new Schaff Hogg's Encyclopedia of Religious Knowledge. You can get that PDF. That's the new Schaff and Herzog, Schaffherzog, Encyclopedia of Religious Knowledge, and that's a great work. Also, the Ante-Nicene Fathers and 2 series of the 19 and post-Nicene Fathers in the 48 volume edited by Schaff. And there's the History of the Christian Church PDF in 8 volumes. You've got a wealth of material there. I think that he's an excellent church historian. You might not agree with him and everything. I'm not saying I agree with him, but he is an excellent historian, and there is a rich resource of church history that you can plummet. Primary sources that he's collected, and secondary sources where he's written himself on the history of the church. You've got hours and hours of endless pleasure in plummeting the depths of church history. It will take you years to master these works. So that's a historian I would encourage you to read. Don't agree with everything he says, but he's excellent, got some excellent material, solid researcher, very able thinker when it comes to thinking about history. He works on a multi-level when he's thinking about history. And yeah, I would encourage you to read Schaff. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.